connect without no more outsiders knowing.
Good. I'm taking 20%.
I felt like shit seeing her flame out like that and not being able to do anything about it. I went back in.
I'm cocky, motherfucker.
Do whatever it takes to convince him to give you that product.
Fake the trail, lead him back to that Roman kid at the fight club. Effie took care of the rest.
I know you and Tariq ain't trying to run a long game. Hell no. If you jealous, just say that.
Customers.
Can't wait to see his body turn cold.
I know why I'm doing this, but why are you?
They gotta get what's coming to them. I'm not gonna rest until that happens. I gotta become the apex predator.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We are a day away from seeing season 4 episode 3 of Power Book 2 Ghost at the time you're seeing this video, and with that we got a bunch of new leaked scenes, exclusive photos that we're gonna break down, also paired with the episode 3 trailer we received at the end of episode 2. And with this we're able to find a lot of clues and details of how the story is gonna go. So this is a quick preview and breakdown of all the things to look forward to going into episode 3. So we got a conversation, of course, of Brayden and Tariq coming out about him working with Effie once again. We're gonna break that down going forward because this is also the episode we get Noma and Kane relationship forming one another, and we get Kane questioning Effie about her relationship with Tariq. So that's something to look out for, as well as we gotta break down the new connect. Looks like we got a name for him, Zion or Zion. We're gonna see 300K is the offer for them to get in business with him. And last but not least, we're gonna have to break down the fight clubs as well. As we know, Kane is going to have a very important role playing in those fight clubs, and this is how Noma might discover that Tariq and Brayden are back in the game. So without further ado, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So for starters, we have the description for episode 403, Birthright. Tariq and Brayden must find an end with a vicious new connect. Monet digs into who shot her, realizing her kids might not be being honest with her. Noma tests Kane with handling a competitor operating on her turf. Now I want to start with the relationship between Tariq and Effie, because it seems like he's going to be utilizing her this season to make sure he gets put back in the game. And it also seems like this might have a connection to the new plug, to the new fight club, as we hear him say he led them back to Roman, to the fight club, and Effie took care of the rest. Now this is very interesting. Obviously we know Effie set this nigga up at the end of season 3, tried to watch him get taken out, and he called her a fucking snake.
A snake, bitch, Effie. And I know that one was for the fucking self.
And then she even asked him, are they cool? Is everything good now? And he was like, fuck no.
Are we good?
Fuck no.
So when Brayden asks, are we fucking with Effie now? He's like, fuck no, I'm just doing what I need to do. You know how shit is. Which makes sense, because he did say he's out to get all these motherfuckers. But if he is able to utilize her feelings for him in any way, shape, or form, I say he do this shit. He better not start really fucking with her again, or I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna lie. But he can utilize her to his advantage, and this is gonna help him get back in the game. Obviously, this is gonna create friction between Effie and Kane, but we're gonna get to that down the line. So it seems like Effie is Tariq's way back in the game, and that brings us to the new vicious connect that was talked about in the episode description, Zion. Now we know Tariq is gonna go to Davis and ask him to get him a plug that Noma doesn't know about. Keep that part in mind. Now obviously Davis fought Zion, and I think what's interesting about all this, it seems like Tariq and Brayden went to meet Zion, he turned them down, and then they had to find another way inside, because based off the conversation with Effie, we hear him say they led Roman back to the fight club. So he had to have been there prior before to lead them back there, and it seems like Zion turned them down initially, which is possibly why we see him push the money off the table, and why we hear Davis tell them do anything in their power to make sure they get the product. So it seems like they had to find another way, another solution, and that's how Effie came into play. Also, it seems like he might have upped the price to $300,000, so that's how much they had to offer up front to get the product. Now of course we know Zion, this new connect, has these fight clubs, he runs this shit, and we know Kane is gonna get heavily involved in this, which might make sense again with the episode 3 description, understand, Noma tasked Kane with handling a competitor operating on her turf. So now we can see that it looks like it's Zion that Kane is fighting in this scene. And if that happens to be the case, this could possibly lead to Noma and Kane finding out Tariq is back in the game. And Noma already wanted to kill this nigga anyway. She said going after her daughter is just something unforgivable, so she was gonna continue to go after him. But now, even more than ever, she told him, I better not catch you selling the aspirin. And now she learns he's back in the game. And I think that's why we see her telling Kane, I can't wait to see his body turn cold.
Customers.
Can't wait to see his body turn cold.
This could be referencing either Tariq or Zion. We're gonna have to just wait and see for that. This all also connects back to a scene we saw in the initial trailer where we see Davis and Tariq grouping up and meeting with Noma and Kane. Now, I initially thought that this scene was gonna take place in episode 1 when they initially called the truce, but turns out that's not the case. It makes sense that this scene is gonna take place after they find out he's back in the game, they're out to get him, and maybe they strike some type of deal or something in this circumstance. This is another clue we gotta look out for. I don't know if it's gonna take place necessarily in episode 3, but we know for sure they're gonna meet up. We gotta see what they talk about. We hear Davis and Tariq in the car. Davis asking him, I know why I'm doing this, but why are you? And Tariq just basically says all of them gotta get what's coming to them, and I'm not gonna rest until that happens. I do think it gets resolved, as one of the episode descriptions, episode 6 I believe, talks about Tariq getting back in Noma's good graces. So once again, we're just gonna have to wait and see how all this plays out. So now with the plug situation out the way, the conversation with Effie and everything like that, we get into these relationships and how they're going to play a part in a lot of betrayal going forward. And let's start with Kane, Obi, Noma, and Effie. So as we saw at the end of episode 2, Noma is taking a liking to Kane, and it looks like Obi is possibly going to be on the outs. Now we know he got arrested at the end of the last episode by Detective Don Carter, and we got exclusive scenes, of course, of him getting interrogated, him making a phone call. I think as the season just grows and continues, he's gonna be on the outs, and Kane is just gonna replace that nigga. Now obviously with this comes Kane and Noma building a more romantic relationship, which we know Obi wanted as well. He tried to kiss her in the first episode, she slapped that nigga. This is gonna cause conflict and problems. Now of course, if it's ever revealed that Obi was the one who helped Tariq escape, because Tariq is the one who got him the green cards, which Noma did question him about in episode 2, that nigga is as good as dead anyway, so he might not be a problem for too much longer. He was on my death predictions list, and that's still what I expect to happen. But with Kane replacing him, getting closer to Noma, I told you guys throughout all the episode descriptions, it describes them working very closely with one another, like she's training him. But it seems like Effie is not gonna take a liking to this at all, as we hear Kane asking and telling her, if you're jealous, just say that. But also he seems to be jealous as well, talking about her working with Tariq again, asking if her and Tariq are playing a long game. So we see their relationship is gonna have some problems as usual. Who could have thought? But we're gonna see how far and the extent that they go with Tariq, Noma, and all these other people being involved. Can they use this to their advantage? Now the last two relationships to look out for new that's gonna cause serious problems is Tariq and Anya Covington, and Braden and Elle. Now the Noma daughter situation, we knew this scene was going to take place. We had this picture for a while. It looks like she make a reappearance within this episode, and we saw some scenes that apparently look like her and Tariq are going to sleep together. We got to see how we get to that point, because currently they haven't even met. We're going to have to wait and see. But with her daughter being around, we know a lot of shit is going to take place. She's going to get in the mess. We know she also kind of fight with Noma in episode 1 because she knows she's hiding something from her. Noma doesn't tell her that she's in the game, everything she's doing, especially after her dad's death. So they have their own conflicts going on. We know that's going to continue, and this is possibly what leads her to being with Tariq. But then once again, the other relationship that we have to keep an eye on is Braden and Elle. Now this one is just interesting because we know it never works out being with someone who's not in the game. It just doesn't go that way. This person will always be in harm's way, and I don't see how this will be any different. I know it's the last and final season, but I just think my boy Braden probably should and do this, he's gonna put her in a position that she shouldn't be in. We're gonna have to wait and continue to see how their relationship develops as the season goes on though, but that's just my early prediction to watch out for this relationship. Oh, and I didn't go over one part of the episode description about Monet discovering what her kids did, because I made a full dedicated video on that. So if you want all the details, because it was way more to talk about, this video is gonna be entirely too long, go check out the Tariq and Monet's revenge video. You'll get everything you need from there. But yeah, overall though, that's it for this video. Full breakdown and preview of Power Book 2 Go Season 4 Episode 3 based off all the leaked scenes, exclusive photos and everything like that. You guys can tell me what you think before the episode drop, and be prepared for a full episode breakdown this Friday. Tariq getting back in the game, that seems a little crazy. I don't know, maybe when he finds out about the baby he'll decide against it. We'll have to wait and see for that. But him juggling Diana, Effie, Anya, Noma, and Kane out to kill him, he just has so much on his plate. I think bro needs to take a step back because he's losing it. And then once again, Brayden, I don't know if he should pursue the relationship with Al. It never turns out too good, but hey, what do I know? Maybe this might be the one that actually works. Also, tell me what other videos you want to see on the channel, Power Universe related. I just talked about the possibility of a spinoff with Tariq and Tommy joining shows, with Book Ghost and Book Force, of course, both being in that last and final season. So go check that out if you're interested in how the Power Universe is going to continue. As usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.